Josh Green here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by British, Commonwealth and European welterweight champion Harry Scarff. How are you doing, Harry?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, very, very well. And a very good end to the year for yourself. That win over Ekow Essuman, possibly the best of your career. Is it all settled in and the opportunity's starting to roll now?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely the best win of my career. One we waited a long time for, for an opportunity like that, and we took it. So now we're reaping the rewards, and we've got this exciting news of this final eliminator for the IBF. So that looks like it's going to be the next fight.
That Ekow Essuman fight, when it was given to you, did you see it as the sort of fight that could really open doors to world titles?
Yeah, I knew Ekow had been. I think it was rumored a few weeks before our fight was actually confirmed. The date was confirmed for our fight. He was put forward for an eliminator with another one by the IBF, but I think that fell through, and then he was stuck with defending against me. So yeah, I did think yeah that that could come because he had a good world ranking, especially in the IBF. So it was something that there was a lot to take on that night. It was the British Commonwealth and the IBF European, so there was a lot at stake that night.
There's been sort of you've mentioned that you've had to wait for these opportunities. You've obviously had a couple of losses to high level operators, but when more often than not, when you've had the opportunity to step up, you've taken it, but you've had to be patient. How hard has that been?
Yeah, it has been hard. I think the main problem was, the Fowler fight, I'm all right with that. You know what I mean? Because I lost fair and square. A few things happened in the camp, but it is one of them. And that was a learning experience with the Fowler fight. And the Troy Williamson fight, that was a different circumstance with that one. And that was largely why I was so avoided, because a lot of people look at that fight, know that I won that fight, didn't get it on the away show at late notice. You know what I mean? And then I was in the who needs him club being avoided, managed to get the opportunity on Sky gave me the opportunity against Louis Green, and it was a shutout win for the English welterweight title against Louis Green. At the same time, I was calling for the fight with Ekow with the not Derby rivalry, local rivalry. Thought it made sense, So I've been calling for these opportunities, but I had to wait until I fought my way into mandatory position. Beat Louis Green, got told by Ben Shalom and Sky that I'd get opportunities, didn't get anything, and I think people still looked at the sort of when Troy Williamson was going on doing well, a fight that I, feel that I definitely deserved, and a lot of people did. I was always a risky fight for people, so yeah, I was glad to finally get my mandatory and then take it and show people, why I am avoided. But now it's good.
You talk about the win over Louis Green and sort of that being sending out a bit of a statement there, but even then the opportunities didn't quite present themselves. Were you expecting them to on Sky?
Yeah, definitely, because we were promised as well. The winner of that fight was promised by Sky and Ben Shalom for opportunities, and we even went down a few times. I remember I seen Congo at a show, and I said, like, come on, let's do it type thing. There was a little bit of back and forth there. We said with Maru was in our gym, but then he left. And then I said, yeah, we'll fight. They had Congo and Maru. We said, yeah, we'll have any of them fights, but they didn't get back to us with anything. So that was frustrating as well. I felt like they could have given me something, but they paid big money to get Ekow, try and get Ekow beat. They had him on their show against Congo, didn't they? And they couldn't do it. So it was a bit of a fuck you when I went and beat Ekow, you know what I mean?
And now the opportunity has presented itself. Karen Chukhadzhian, IBF title eliminator. I mean, being in this position is huge for yourself. And how do you feel about going into that fight? It's a massive opportunity.
Yeah, massive opportunity. He's a decent fighter from what I've seen, but there is holes that we're looking at, and I feel confident in my ability with my style. I think I pose problems for anyone, and my size at welterweight, and I've got confidence now. Off the back of that last one, I got 12 good rounds with Ekow in the bank, and I think I'll only improve next time as well, because I feel like there's more to come from myself as well. I feel like the Ekow fight was good, but I feel like activity, getting proper camps and stuff like that, I'll only be better and keep getting better now. These next couple of fights, I'll show even more.
For you, is it the case of you faced people at that sort of British, lower European level? Chukhadzhian seems to have stepped right up. We know he's had that fight against Boots Ennis before, but maybe hadn't had the opposition previously under his belt. Do you feel like you've just got that level that he hasn't quite faced?
I think I don't know. I've seen a couple of his fights. Yeah, maybe. I just feel confident in my ability. To be fair, I feel confident going in with anyone, and we'll look at him, have a camp tailored towards him, and I'll go ahead and beat him, and then we'll get a shot at the IBF.
That shot against the IBF at the moment, obviously, Boots Ennis, incredibly highly rated fighter, but if you were taking on, I'm sure you'd have plenty of Derby backing, plenty of backing from the British public, and if you were to go in there and get the result, it would be massive for British boxing and for Derby.
Yeah, it'd be massive. I'd be a massive underdog again in that one, obviously, as I most of the time I am. But I think, like I said again, I'm full of confidence, and with my style and my ability, I can cause anyone problems. Like I said, big, horrible welterweight, and that's what it is. So chuck me in with anyone, and we'll and write me off at your peril. You know what I mean?
Do you like being the underdog?
I do quite like it. Yeah, I do quite like it. I like it when people tell you can't do something, because I work hard. And like I said, I'm fully confident in my ability. What I do in the gym, some people in boxing know. It's another thing due to being like avoided in the past. It's a small community in boxing, and people talk, and they know I'm a very good fighter.
That IBF eliminator has landed with Wasman. How pleasing is it for you that they've shown a bit of backing towards you and they believe you're ready for this sort of opportunity?
Yeah, I'm very happy with Wasman, to be honest. Like, backing me when they didn't really have to. I'm not signed with anyone, you know what I mean? But yeah, so for them to come along and back me and pick up this opportunity, then yeah, I'm very happy with Wasman. They gave me a run out in March as well when I was looking to get out. So, and they were in for the purse bids with Frank Warren for the British title fight. So yeah, I've got to take my hats off to Wasman. They've done well by me, to be fair.
How much difference does that make to a mindset when you've got the backing of the promoter? You say about when you were on Sky, it was difficult to get those fights, but when you've got somebody who's backing you and putting you in these sort of fights, that must help a little.
Yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, it's one of them. Home advantage in these types of fights are always something that, as a fighter, you'd like, and to bring it to the UK, I want to, because that's what it was looking like. He's got a German promoter, Karen has, and then so it was looking like there was no deal done. Went to the purse bids, and yeah, I'd much rather it be in the UK than going to Germany. You know what I mean? And it's better for people, fans, and everything else. It's better. So we should have a date in the next couple of days, a date and a venue secured. So it could even come to Derby. So fingers crossed.
I was going to say, close to home, any chance of that landing in Derby? I know that's a fight you've really wanted.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I mean, there's only a couple of days left until a date and a venue needs securing. That's like in accordance to the IBF rules. So probably by Thursday, Friday latest, I guess we should have everything penciled in, and yeah, everything well nailed on. To be fair,
A couple of names you mentioned earlier, Chris Congo and Florian Marco, they're meeting on the Fabio Wardy and Fraser Clark undercard. What do you make of that fight?
Yeah, I think it's a good fight. Who would I pick? I don't know. It is a 50-50 fight, to be fair. I think they both do things well. I just think they both do. I think, in my opinion, they're not the most versatile of fighters, both of them. Marco's quite explosive and quite fast, quite early. And then, Congo, he's got range, he's got decent boxing. He's a 1-2 left up kind of guy. And I think it will be an interesting fight. Obviously, Congo's got the height and on Marco and whatnot and the reach, but I don't know. I think it's one of them. It's whoever will want it more. I think Congo's been found wanting as fights go down the stretch. So I don't know. I might pick Marku. Pick Marku. Yeah.
Tough one to call for sure.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Who's your pick? You got to pick one.
Nobody wants to hear about my opinion, mate. Trust me.
Yeah.
That welterweight division, though, is really flourishing in the UK at the moment. You've got the likes of, spoke to Michael McKinson yesterday. Obviously, Devin Evanesian's based over here at times. It's in a really good position at the moment. It's one of those divisions that's got a whole load of stars that could step up to that world level.
Yeah, it is. It is a good division. It's just it's a case of boxing, though, isn't it? Like, we all need to get in together, and you know, I think that's what boxing's found wanting in quite a few divisions, to be fair. So, and I know it's hard promotionally. There's different promoters, and people don't want to always work together and whatnot. But you know, in an ideal world, it'd be good to see everyone mixing it, together. You know, but yeah, there's a decent mix at welterweight, definitely. And then you've got with Conor Benn as well, haven't you? Whether he's welter or super welter at the minute, I don't know what he's up to. But yeah, there's the whole Conor Benn situation as well, which is interesting. But he's just looking for big fights. I think he's a couple of big fights, and it'll probably be him done.
Yeah, I was going to mention Conor's name to you after his win against Peter Dobson. There are a whole host of names that he was calling out, and calling out him. Many over in the US, the likes of Devin Haney, Terence Crawford was a name mentioned as well. But there are fights for him over in the UK, whether that be yourself, Michael McKinson, maybe a step up in weight against Josh Kelly. If that presented itself, would that be something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, definitely something I'd be interested in. Of course it would. I think there was someone on Twitter the other day was saying something. Someone said, I'm the number one. And then I think it was one of the boxing channels said something else. And yeah, he's never won a domestic title. That's the facts. You know, he's had pretty hand-picked opponents. If you ask me, I don't think there's anyone on his resume that I wouldn't beat, put it that way. So yeah, it's definitely a fight. But I think, you know, he's got a big name, he's got big backing, promotion, everything else. So I think they'll be looking to obviously get him one of these massive names. That's why they're the names that he's calling. They're the names he's calling for. And to be fair, it's hard not to draw the comparison that he ain't putting these lower level kids in these last couple of fights away how he was, you know, before the whole EGGY, you know, and that's just facts. That is just there to see. And I think it's getting his back up as well when people are seeing that. But I don't know. There's something fishy with that whole situation anyway, isn't there? Or EGGY, should we say?
Do you think he's still got a lot to prove to the British public inside the ring in terms of you say he's not picked up a domestic title. He's fought people maybe further towards the end of the career than the start of their career, taking on somebody at British level that holds a British title or a European title like yourself. He would maybe prove more than the names he has fought. Yeah,
I think so. And I think it's easy to get sucked in by the, you know, all the promotion and everything that goes with it. But yeah, he hasn't beat anyone. You know, he hasn't beat a domestic champion or any credible belts in my eyes. He's always, you know, these belts are international belts and whatnot. They're always the belts that you get. They're being bought, aren't they? Let's have it right. They're being bought by the promoter. But you know, whatever. Fair play to him. He's doing all right, isn't he? But you know, I think yeah, with the true essence of the sport, it'd be good to see him, in with domestic people instead of just slagging him off and saying how he thinks he's above him and stuff like that. Like I've seen a little bit of him back and forth and sort of on, was it McKinson after? Yeah, and I thought it's just distasteful, if you ask me. It's just distasteful. Like, you know, McKinson's a good lad, and the way he carries on, some of the things he's saying, I just think it's distasteful. Like, and if you're going to say that kind of stuff, then go and fight him then. You know what I mean? Rather than saying all your stuff and all your Essex chat, it gets a little bit annoying. It is a little bit jarring, to be fair. It's the same old with that Conor Benn show, and it is a little bit jarring, like I said.
Well, thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate it, and best of luck when the IBF title eliminator rolls around, hopefully we'll see a date for that soon.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, thanks very much.